Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm here with Kiara today. And today we're gonna be touching on a touchy subject, which is men. More specifically, story times about our crazy ass exes. Because we got a few stories to tell. Right?
More than a few.
So yeah. Should I just get us started?
Go first.
Alright. So I dated this guy, and this was when I was like enrolling into college.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to sign up for it. And he was in the military, so he was going on deployment. And he left me his laptop so I could sign into college. I don't know why I didn't have a laptop. I was broke back then. And I was like, D. And it was on the guest one, so it was like restricted. Like it wouldn't let me in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like innocent. But honestly, I wanted to leave him, but he wouldn't let me leave him. So I low-key, like in the back of my mind, I was like, I need an excuse to leave him.
For sure.
So I was like, give me the password to your like login, like your computer login. So I was logging in, whatever. I signed up for college, this and that. And then like all of a sudden it's like encrypted passwords, and it gave me like a password list to all his social media, all of it, like Twitter, Instagram, anything he had social media to, I had access to. Keep in mind, he has no idea this is why we broke up. So I logged into his Instagram, and like the first thing you check when you log into an Instagram is like the DMs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like nothing crazy. Like he was just like copying and pasting the same message to every single girl he could find on Instagram that lived in San Diego or in close proximity. And it wasn't even like a good message. Like if that wasn't my messages. So that's embarrassing, first of all. Second of all, I went to go check his bookmarks. I don't know why. I was like,
That's
bookmarks.
a good one.
You will never believe what I found in this man's bookmarks.
What did you find?
Alright, so we'll get there. But before I say this, I understand fetishes, you know? We don't kink shame.
For sure.
We don't kink shame.
Unless it's pregnant.
But I'm going to judge you. Well, I'm going to judge him.
For sure.
So, I check the DMs, and I'm going to go check the bookmarks. I opened the bookmarks. God himself couldn't have braced me for me finding just baby bump on baby bump on baby bump on pregnant woman on pregnant woman on baby bump. And I said, huh?
Can we cut back to a second ago when you said we don't kink shame, and I under my breath said except for pregnant women?
No way! I did not hear you.
Under my breath I was like, except pregnant women.
Yes, he had a king for pregnant women.
I literally just tweeted about that like a few days ago.
No, and then not only that, but I'm a nosy woman. I'm not a type of woman who will go through a man's phone. I left that in high school, my first relationship. That stuck with him, and it never happened again until this. This is the only other excuse. Mm-hmm. But I needed an excuse to leave him. I didn't know it was gonna be this deep. But shit, the fucking copy and paste was alone. That was good enough. But this was. So I went on Twitter, and he had like 2 accounts. He had like a burner, and he had his account. And you know how, I don't know if it's still kind of popular now, but back in the day, it'd be like popular to like make a thread, and it'd be like, oh, like feet thread, and other women would like drop their like feet pictures or like
Tuesday.
Yeah. It was a pregnant woman thread, and he was going through it, and he would DM them to himself. He will DM them to himself, and like it was women I know, like women I'm friends with or like I follow on Twitter. And it's like, bro, this man's just, like, preying upon you. And, like, I've heard that before where, like, men like women who are pregnant. Or, like, pregnant women will be like, oh, like...
They get hit on more when pregnant.
Yes.
Like, it's a known thing.
Yeah.
How do you even...
And then I just told him, like, oh, this bitch, like, slid into my DMs and told me you were, like, cheating on me. So, like, peace out.
And you had the copy and paste.
He never found that out.
I don't know if I have no chill, but I would need an answer. Like, tell me, though. Like,
oh,
for,
no.
Like, we were doing stuff and you wanted a belly?
No.
Why didn't you say that? Like,
because it's so many things wrong with it. Because, first of all, there was another whole raw penis in there. And sperm. And now there's a baby growing in there. And that's what you like. That's what you're into. I don't understand it.
I literally was
I
just
don't
watching
understand
like
it.
a YouTube video and it was about kinks, and one of them, he was a pregnant guy, and he was just like, it's just like, he's like, only if they're showing though, like specifically has to have that round belly and stuff. And I don't know, I think it's very disgusting.
I think it's gross. I think that traumatized me for a little. I think I stayed single for a bit after that.
I would also say single for a bit after that, especially because, again, no kink shaming, except we're gonna kink shame this one because it's just like,
There's so much stuff wrong with it.
because what do we do? Like, we're romantic together, and I'm obviously not what you like, because I'm obviously not pregnant.
Right.
So what are we doing? What is your real fantasy?
But no, the gag is that now he's like fully like married, has her name tattooed, she has his, and they like have a baby.
I bet he was happy about the baby.
Yeah, I bet so too.
But he was
I
so
bet so
fucking
too.
happy about the baby.
But I think that's when I swore off military men. Actually, no, I didn't, because then I dated another military man and he also traumatized me. So I learned my lesson twice with military men.
I didn't have to learn. I would never do that.
Okay. Well, I grew up saw like
Never.
my family would they were all married into the military, so I didn't think that there was much wrong with it. I had to learn for myself.
Nah, baby. I'm not built like that. They're stronger than I can't. Like, people who date military men they're built different. I don't care. Shame me.
I will tell men like, no, you're in the military. I can't do that.
Cause why? Like, I don't. That's not even really what we're talking about. But if we're being honest, it's just the masculinity. It's too much.
No,
for me.
I think they're literally just programmed to like be manipulative and liars and like insane.
They
like,
are.
they're just
trained
taught
to
that.
be a specific way by the government.
Anyways,
I know that was a hot topic.
I need
right
like
there.
a refreshing
Do you want me to go?
story to like wash that off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should I start with the girlfriend? The story I told you on. I think it was like
Yeah.
Twitch. So basically, I had my first girlfriend. Like,
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, my first like serious girlfriend. As people know, I'm bi. But I was 16 and she was like 20, 22. So that kind of should have been the red flag, because usually women don't date below their age range, especially a minor. So it should have been my first red flag. But she was very like little boy like mentality. Like, as soon as I started dating her, my grandpa was like, why did you stop dating boys to date like a little boy? And I was like, and I didn't understand it for a minute. And we would get into fights, and it wouldn't even be good fights. I was 16, so I couldn't go out into the city. And she would be like, I want to go out, like, I want to stay out till 2. And my grandpa was like, fuck no. And I get it. I was mad back then, but I get it.
Yeah.
I was 16.
Yeah.
And so we've broken up before, and when we'd break up, she'd be like, can I come over and like grab my stuff? And I was like, again, one of my first like relationships, I was like, yeah, come grab it. I don't see like, we'll end it. And she would obviously like want to just make up and like get back together and stuff, and we would, because I'm super gullible. And so the last time we got into a fight, I can't even remember what happened, but we were pissed, and I knew that she would pull the same thing again. She'd be like, oh, can I come get my stuff? And then she'd want to date again, but I did not want to date no more. And the only thing I had of hers was the pink dildo strap-on that she bought for me, specifically us. And she basically hits me up, and she's like, hey, so can I come get the stuff? And I was like, no, like, I threw it away. And she's like, you fucking bitch, go to hell, I hope you die, that was my dildo. But she used it on me, so I don't know who else she was gonna use it on.
That's crazy.
But she was so mad about it, and she ended up hitting me up probably like maybe 6 or 7 months later and asked to be friends, and I told her no.
Good.
I was like, it's super clear why we shouldn't be friends, but just so you know, like, it's not
Good.
gonna happen. That was like a mini one. That was a good tiny one.
That was a good mini one.
It was a refresh.
Yeah, it was a refresh.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't know. Reusing a dildo on somebody else is crazy.
You have to literally boil them to clean them. I knew she wasn't going to boil it.
Ew.
And I wasn't going to use it. At least at the time I was not dominant. So I for sure was not going to use it.
Women are sick. Pause.
Nah, studs. Y'all wild. Never a femme. Wouldn't act like that. Mocha's just a petty. Oh, you feel so good.
It's just our little stress.
Go again. It's like hot. Have you ever seen Hot Ones? And it's like you go up a level.
Okay.
Like, now we go up.
Now
a
we're
level.
like, well, I went from like intense to like reusing a dildo. All right, let me look at my notes. All right, we're gonna go to this one. The other military man. We're gonna call him. What do we say, Trey?
Yeah, Trey.
Right, we're gonna call him Trey. His name is not Trey, by the way. I hope people don't put two and two together, but this man, he was not very sane during our relationship. And when we broke up, he was not very sane either. And then, I finally got rid of him. Anyways, I was in another relationship, and I hadn't talked to him, like, since we broke up, like, had a real conversation with him since we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out of my mom's. I moved into my new place. Obviously, I'm not going to update my ex, we hadn't talked.
Right.
So, I move into this place. I'm living here, like, July, like, a couple months, like, 4 or 5 months I'm living here. And this one night, so this is already, like, almost a year since we had broken up. One night, he starts just calling my phone, FaceTiming after FaceTime after FaceTime after FaceTime. Like, it was so bad. I couldn't even use my phone. It was that bad. And I, like, couldn't use my phone. So it was pissing me off. So I just picked up and I said, "What do you want, Trey?" And he said, "I just want to talk. Nah, 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 blah, 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 blah." Just like, the usual trying to spin the block. And obviously I'm like, no, like, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna leave you alone, and you need to leave me alone too, because I'm not interested. Like, at this point, I'm entirely with somebody else. Well,
That eye roll.
I hang up. He calls me back. Again, I can't use my phone. I don't know how he does that. No one has ever done that to me, where they call me consecutively that I can't even use my phone. He's, like, going back from phone to phone. Like, it was intense. So I pick up because I can't use my phone. What else am I going to do?
Can't even turn on Do Not Disturb.
So he's like, he's, like, saying my full government, the time I was not the time I was born, but, like, my whole birthday, like Pamela, blah, 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 born on blah, 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 blah. You better pick up the phone, like, texting me, being like, blah, 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 crazy, some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, Trey, like, if you don't stop calling me, I will block you. Would you rather be blocked and not be able to have any contact with me, or be unblocked, and if you need me sometime for real, I will, you can reach me.
You're still reasoning with him. Like, you're still being open.
He's like, you better not hang up the phone, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hang up. I somehow was able to block him, right? I'm, like, chilling, I'm texting, having a nice-ass time, like, haha. Well, no, because I have a app that lets me open the doors to the lobby at my apartment building. Tell me why I get a notification. You have a visitor. And it's, like, the camera. And it's, like, allow visitor. And it's his goddamn face in the camera. And I'm looking at it in disbelief, because we haven't talked. How do you know where I live? How do you know what apartment unit I'm in? How do you know any of this information
Keeping
whatsoever?
tabs heavy.
So I'm looking at it in absolute insane disbelief. I decline it once. He rings again. I decline it twice. He rings again. I decline it 3 times. And then I hear nothing. I'm like, bet. Like, he left. He got the point,
R.I.P. Bozo.
I was wrong. Because next thing I know, ring bell. Like, my bell's just going. My fucking doorbell is just going for like 20 minutes straight. And keep in mind, just, this is the insane part. I live in a high rise at the very top. I'm not gonna say what floor, but it's well over 35 floors. Well over 35 floors.
Well over.
And the elevator doesn't work without a fob. And even if someone gives you access with the fob, you ask, can I go to this? You can't. Because if I live on the, let's say, 35th floor, and I want to go to the 28th, I can't. My fob only gives me access to the floors that I can go to, no other floor that I don't live in. So how he got up here, I did not know until I ran back the security cameras, and he came up from the stairwell. I don't know how many flights of stairs that man took,
35.
but it
and
was
plus.
well over 35.
35 and plus flights.
And that's a traumatizing moment as a woman, to be home alone and have an crazy psycho ex ringing my doorbell nonstop.
And her building's very secure. Just to give an idea of how crazy it is, like, you can't even walk really into the guest lobby without being pinged in. Like, they're not joking about security. So for him to be so excessive and adamant is insanity. Like, insane.
And he rang my doorbell. It was pretty late, but he rang my doorbell for like 15 minutes or more, and then he left. Thank God. And then I haven't heard from him since. Thank God. But, you know.
That's insane. And the fact that you guys have not talked since then, like, he shouldn't talk to you, but, like, so you're embarrassed. Like, admit that you're embarrassed.
No, and then the tweets from that night were insane, too. He tweeted, like, oh, Michael Myers was chasing that bitch for 40 years. I don't know why my ex thinks he can get away so easily. Like, Michael Myers.
It's a murder?
And...
Oh, I don't be watching scary movies.
Well, yeah, he's like psycho and a murderer,
Okay.
but he's psycho.
I believe
And like,
it.
why would you compare yourself to Michael Myers? And compare me to any bitch he killed or chased after. He didn't kill her, but
Hey, that man.
there's something in my eye.
Removed. He can't see nothing I post.
See, and
he's gone.
that's so real. That's so real.
R.I.P. Bozo. I told my cousin that yesterday. She told me she broke up with her boyfriend. Sorry.
But yeah, that was traumatizing.
I agree. Again, it's obviously people maybe not be able to
No.
like put it in their head because
And
they
then
don't know, but
I was on the phone with the man that I was seeing at the time. This man says, good thing I'm not there. Like, be so serious right now. There's
actually,
real
it's
things.
bad that you're not.
There's real things going on. You're like, good thing I'm not there. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm not there because blah, 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 blah. Like,
I know you're being harassed in your apartment, but let me talk about how
I would have beat his ass.
Let me talk about how I'm not helping in the moment, but I could.
This story is going to tie in to the next story.
For
So
sure.
just keep it fresh in mind.
Okay, but
Yeah, that's the end of my story, so you can move on to yours.
you want to go like right into yours?
Okay.
Yeah, like if yours are continuous, like keep going. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you want me to go?
Yeah, I want to build a little bit of suspense for the next one. Because I don't know why I have bad luck, or I just like delusional men.
The story of my life was right there. Now when I talk about crazy exes, it's literally just one ex. Like, he's crazy enough that I have so many stories. Like, he blessed me. Like, what a man he was. This one. Okay, so we were very much like, if you know me, which, you know, I smoke a lot. Like, I'm a smoker, and my ex also smokes. And so we would go to like beaches, we'd go to like kind of hikes. I'm lazy, and we'd like look at views and go smoke. And I was in college at the time, so I drove about like 7 hours to go visit him. And while I was visiting him, after we like did the whole like smoke date and like chill, sorry about that. We get back to his apartment, and he's just like, I'm gonna take you home right now. And he's like kind of like irritated in a way, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's a little weird. Like, we were just having a really good time, and I already knew we were about like 6 or 7 months into the relationship, so he was already possessive and insecure. So it wasn't like out of the ordinary, like it was in the ordinary for him to act like that, like, oh, I'm in a bad mood, like I don't hang out anymore. And I was like, okay, I guess. And he like gets on the phone, and he mostly spoke Spanish. He didn't, like, that was his first language. And he was on the phone, and I don't speak Spanish, so he was explaining, like, he was in a heated argument. He was mad, and I really had no idea what was going on. And he comes back inside his apartment. He was outside arguing. He comes back, and he's like, can I use your phone? And I was like, yeah, you can use my phone, like, take it. And my thing is, like, even like now, you can check my phone, there's nothing there. Like, you know me, like, I don't have anything on my phone. But even if
Okay, Miss Wholesome.
but even if you take my phone, I'm gonna panic a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be like, what are you looking at? Why do you?
I think it's just kind of like invasive. It's like going into someone's house and just opening all their cabinets and like their drawers and like searching through it. That's invasive.
So he took my phone, but he went outside with it. So that's where my panic was in. It's like, you're not even gonna look through my phone in front of me. But I didn't have anything, so I didn't make it an issue. I just like chilled in his living room, obviously like low-key anxiety. I'm like kind of like bouncing my legs, shaking, like what's happening. And he's like, okay, like he comes back, he gives me my phone. He's like, okay, like get in the car, like I'm gonna take you home. And he lives probably like an hour away from my family's house where he was gonna take me. And I was like, okay, like I guess. And he has us stop off at his friend's house, and he goes to his friend's house, and they're talking for a minute. And he comes back in, and he was just like, oh, you can come back to my house. Like, we can actually go chill, like, enjoy the rest of the weekend. And it was like, I think it was like a Saturday, and I was trying to stay till like Monday morning. And I was like, and I didn't think anything of it. I was for sure like 18. So I was like pretty gullible. So I was like, okay, like, I guess, like, that didn't really matter to me. Like, you gave me back my phone, we're fine. And we end up, this is like fast forward to like a year and a half later, and we've already like broken up like 4 or 5 times by then. Like, we broke up all the time. And he discloses to me, basically, he was like, yeah, do you remember that night, like I was gonna take you home? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I really was gonna break up with you that night because I had some stuff going on. And I was like, oh, I figured like something was up, like I guess. And he's like, yeah, but I also tapped into your phone. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, yeah, when I went on the walk, I actually called my sister, and we hacked into your phone. Like, so for the past year and a half, they were in my phone. And we break up, so I'm not really sure like what they were doing with the info, whatever. Because when we broke up, I was single, so that's what always kind of confused me. And he was like, but when I decided to do it, my sister said it'd be best if she handled the work so I wouldn't get too attached, so our relationship would still be good. And my dumbass was like, okay, like I guess like that had to happen. And he never really talked much after that. Like we never really I never got a better explanation on why he was tapped in my phone, how long, and luckily like this is a new phone, but my last phone, like I knew he was in it like probably as soon as like.
Wait, that's insane.
Yeah. And I really, like, didn't think
How
much
do you
of
just,
it.
like, casually tap into someone's phone, like, on a walk?
Literally, like, I swear to God, he's gone for, like, 25 to 30 minutes. Like, all of it made sense, like, looking back at it. But it was, like, damn, like, he was just in my phone like that. And he still had trust issues. So I'm like, how are you in the phone and you still found issues? Right. So, that's what I had for that one. Yeah. And it really, like, it was almost like, you know, like when someone steps on your shoe and you're like, oh, no, it's okay. That's exactly how I reacted. I was like, oh, no, it's okay. You were tapped on my phone. Don't worry about it. We're okay. That's so stupid.
You're insane for that one.
On my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Purr. That's intense. I've had my phone tapped before. I hate that.
They're weird.
It's weird.
By like a man as well, or is it random?
Like a stalker.
They're so weird. They had your phone and they got into it.
They got into it.
That one's
I don't know
a little
how.
bit more scarier. Because he just grabbed it.
He was like
me.
techie. Well, he's techie as fuck. And like I don't know if you remember, but I used to get like Instagram accounts and they'd follow everyone I follow and be like exposing 707, and they'd just post like pictures from my camera roll.
I did.
Like with my exes.
Insane.
No, yeah, it was weird.
How'd you get them to stop? Change phones or?
I don't know if I'm still tapped or not. I hope not.
He's just chilling right now.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
That's men. Obviously women, but like men are so crazy sometimes. It's just too much.
Huh. Well, this next story makes me kind of sad because it's kind of crazy. Like, you see, I can be, as a Pisces, not to get into astrology shit, but as a Pisces, I can be a very delusional person, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's one thing to, like, daydream about stuff, and it's a whole nother thing to lie to multiple people about your delusions.
Right.
So, I dated this guy. We dated for, like, 2 months. I saw him maybe, like, three times, bro. Like, it was a relationship, and at the time I was really young, so maybe I thought it was something serious and real, but looking back on it, it really wasn't. So yeah, we broke up, whatever, and then I would hear from him like here and there and stuff, and I just was kind of like friendly, just because I knew that after we broke up he was like still stuck on me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't want to be mean. So,
You're still catering to his feelings.
yeah,
Like, being
I
nice.
guess we can say that. So I'm in this whole nother relationship, blah 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 blah. And then my birthday comes around and Caro flies out, with one of her her guy friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy friend, he's in the friend group that one ex is in.
Mm-hmm.
We need to give him a name. I don't have a name for him.
Not the Trey we just did?
No.
George.
We're gonna call him George, I guess.
Bush.
So, yeah. George, right?
Mm-hmm.
Caro and her guy friend's in George's little friend group. Also, one thing about this man, any man I interacted with on Twitter, any man he saw me, whatever, he would go become besties with them.
Almost like to get dirt.
No, not to get dirt. To be like, that's my woman.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So he comes over and he's like, yeah, like, you and George and shit. And I said, huh? Me and who? The guy I broke up like 2 years ago. He's like, yeah, he be on the game. He be like, oh, hold on. Pamela's calling me.
And you weren't?
Bye, guys. I'm going to go watch Euphoria with Pamela.
Oh. He's just name dropping you?
Yeah.
Just repeatedly?
And
Pam.
He would be, yeah, and like, for what? He would be on the game with this group of people, making them believe that he was in a relationship with me. Whole time I'm with another man.
The fact that he's like, okay, bye, guys. I'm going to go with Pam.
Hold this. He told them. I don't know how he heard this the Trey story. But this man's on the game, right? We're gonna act this out. He's on the game, right? George is on the game. And he tells his friends, yeah, I was chilling at Pam's house and we were like just having a good night, whatever. And Trey comes up. He comes upstairs and he's knocking on her doorbell. And me, George, I go to the door because I'm a big, tough man. And I open the door and I make Trey cry.
Oh my God. Does Trey even know about this?
I don't
Does
think
he even
so.
know this version of him crying?
No. But George full on tells his group of friends that he made Trey cry when Trey came up here and harassed my doorbell.
What is the science behind it?
It's one thing, I have a story and like the truth and like what happened, and all these people are like, ha 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 ha, George made Trey cry. George did not exist in here.
At all.
When whole time I'm on the phone with the man I was talking to, like, can you hear the doorbell?
And it was
not George.
I can't even wrap my head around this one because it's like, did he want validation from the other men?
I don't know.
Hey, you know this mutual?
So here's the thing, because he would see me interact with them, became their little besties, and then be like, haha, Pam. So like, are you trying to mark your territory that's not your territory anymore? Or, yeah, huh?
Dude, that's what I mean. Sometimes I feel like people online, they act like information can't get back to you just because it's online friendships. Like,
I think he's
online world's so close.
I'm not the only thing he lied about. He's like, this might give it away. I don't know if I want to say this.
One time, same ex. Again, it's always gonna be the same ex. He really did a lot. Oh, what should I do? Oh, for sure. Okay. I have two, but we'll do the first one. So basically, again, I was in college while I was dating him, and I would drive like 7 hours. Like, I have no problem saying where I was. I was going to school up in Humboldt, and I would go down to San Jose, and I would drive down there.
You're insane.
All the time. Yeah, no, I barely could. And at that, when I was going there at the time, I didn't even actually have a license. I didn't even have a car. I would get my friend's rental car like account, and I would rent a car out, and I would drive down there. No license, just vibes, just chilling.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, no, like I literally was so stupid for this guy. And we wanted to do something for Valentine's Day because we broke up prior the last Valentine's Day. Like we broke up right like a few days before, like, you know, almost like it was planned.
Almost like it was planned. Okay.
Because you know how they be there.
Is that
like,
a foreshadow or no?
No.
Okay.
Oh, we broke up that time. It's a real quick. We broke up because I was on the plane to my great grandma's funeral, and he had his sister texting me issues that I should fix in our relationship. Some bullshit. And I'm like, girl, I'm on a 8-hour flight across the country because my grandma died. So that's why we broke up. And so then fast forward a year later, and we want to get a B&B together. We're hanging out. It's actually like a really nice like B&B. Yeah, it was a B&B. And we go like out to eat, la-di-da, the first night. And then the second night, I'm like tired. I have BitLife. Shout out to BitLife. Sponsor us.
Okay.
And I love BitLife. I've literally had that.
I don't know what that is.
Stop. It's like, I'll show you. It's basically like you start off as a kid and you up
Oh,
the
yeah,
age.
I
Bro,
know.
I literally have bought
You're
bought
insane.
a one-time membership, and I bought it as soon as the game came out. Like, I won't even delete the app. Like, and I have no space on my phone. And he liked it. He wanted to play it. And I'm like, oh, fine. No big deal. And I
liked it. He wanted to play it.
yeah, he loved it. Like, I was literally driving to my mom's house. He was sitting in the passenger, which is an ick. And he was playing the game and stuff. Like, he was getting motion sickness from playing it. Like, it was too much. But basically, that night, or like that evening, I was like starting to fall asleep. And he was on my phone. And I didn't think much of it because I just didn't really care to. And again, I didn't have anything on my phone. The most I would have on my phone is if someone complimented me, I would say thank you. Like, that's dead. So sorry. That's dead the most I would do. Like, oh, thank you, smiley face. Or, you know, I don't even use emojis. And so he's on my phone, and I'm like dozing off, and I fall asleep. All I do is wake up, this man standing over me with my phone. What is this? Just yelling at me. What is this? Like, wake the fuck up. Like, and I'm dead sleepy. Like, I'm like, you know, like when someone like, there's a difference between waking up on your own and like being like woken up.
Right.
He woke me up, like wake up right now type energy, and I don't know what's going on. He won't let me look closer on the phone. Like, he's like from a distance yelling. I can't even see what he's mad about. I don't know what he's yelling about. Again, I wasn't even doing anything crazy enough to be being yelled at, and he's just like in a gist, basically, like, you're a whore. That was like a big argument we'd always have. Like, he would always thought I was a whore. He's like, you're a whore, like, look at all these. And it was literally Snapchats of people like being like, oh, you're so beautiful. And it's a man, obviously, sometimes women too. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. And he hated it. He's like, you're entertaining all these people. Throws my phone, and at that point I'm crying. Here's when it gets, I got on my knees and I was I was so apologetic. I'm so sorry, baby. Like, I don't know how I could have let this happen. Like, I was literally like dumb bitch number one in the world at that time. Like, I swear to God,
I would never get on my knees for a man.
I've done it twice.
You are not sane in the head.
The second time, that was my last time though. It's been over a year since that. We'll talk about that later.
In a future episode.
Next season.
Next season.
Yeah, I need time before I can share something like that.
No.
And
Go ahead.
I don't know. That was like kind of it. We just got into a fight, and he ended up like, he's like, I need to go for a walk. And my thing is, like, even though I wasn't happy in the relationship, I hate ending things. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, it's something I still have to deal with. Like, I hated him, but us breaking up was like the worst thing in the world, apparently. And I was like, oh my God,
Right.
no, like, I can't let this end. And so he like goes for a walk, and he comes back, and he was born in Mexico. He didn't even have, I don't know about now, but the whole time we were dating, he didn't have his green card yet.
You were trying to get ice on him.
I know, that's what I was like, I'm not really sure about that. But, and so he had these like, I don't even know why I'd share this because they're gonna make fun of me, but he had these like cucumber like Mexican cigarettes, and that was like almost like his pleading, like, do you want to try these like cucumber cigarettes and like kind of like make up? And that was it. Like, again, same one who tapped my phone, and I was like, huh, it's all good, you're not mad no more, let's go back to normal.
See, I think that's a you problem.
We broke up the next day.
Oh.
I drove back 7 hours, and I thought about the whole, like, imagine no music for 7 hours. I swear.
Oh.
just driving, I'm thinking about like, oh, I let him do me like this again. I'm like, I can't believe I just spent all this money, and this was supposed to be Valentine's Day. I bought you a gift. He gave me a dead fucking plant. I'm pretty sure like he sucked at gifts. Like he just sucks.
So this has just been like your personality
Of what?
since like younger. It's just like you're just like a ride or die.
Yeah. And I be dying. They be killing me. And I called him, and I was basically, as soon as I got home, again, 7 hours, I get home, I'm just basically like, hey, like, hope you had a good day at work, but I want to talk about, like, what happened was not okay. Like, you can't yell at me, you cannot throw my phone. I swear to God. He goes, if it happened again, I would do it the same way.
Did you leave him after that? Please tell me you'll get.
It was like
Please
a
tell me you
mutual-
didn't get back with him after that.
Oh, no, we for sure got back together after that. Dumb bitch chronicles. Not him smiling. He's like, yeah, she's dumb.
You were just young.
Yeah.
You're still kind of a little bit
I'm
dumb. But
not there. That was a mutual. I should have broken it up though. I for sure try to get him back. This is about male talk. We're not talking about me being dumb.
yeah, right. You're like switching topics. We're supposed to be talking about men being like insane. You're like, well, I'm dumb. For a man, yep.
The time I let a man walk all over me.
No, tell me why. I just like remembered 2 more stories, and they're actually like more insane than like the ones that I just kind of told you.
Get into it.
All right. So this was when I was in high school. This was like one of the most toxic relationships I've ever been in my whole entire life. If not the most toxic relationship. But finally, it came to an end. Right? So this man, he's like, I still have your guitar. I still have this and that of yours. I'm going to come drop it off. And I'm in high school. I'm like a sophomore or something. And my aunt's at home, and I'm home with her. I'm like kind of in her watch. I'm like, oh, my ex just came over. I'm gonna go pick up my stuff from his car. So he's like, just get in. Like, I just want to talk. And I don't know, maybe this is my dumb bitch moment, but I got in the car.
Bro, it happens.
I got in the car.
It happens to the best
But
of
I got in
us.
the car not to like get back together, but to be petty because I was in a petty mood. Like, this man had just abused the fuck out of my brain for like a year and a half. So I was like, it's my turn to be petty. So I get in the car. He's like, like, I don't want to break up, blah, 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 you know, the usual.
The spiel.
And he's like trying to kiss me. I'm not trying to kiss him. He's like telling me, I love you. And I would not say it back because at this point, like, I'm one and done. Like,
No.
next me, please.
You were being petty. You only came in to get pettiness.
So he says, why won't you tell me you love me? And me being a petty woman, this wasn't true. What I tell him next is not true.
For sure.
But in my mind, I thought it was the right thing to say. And I look him dead in the eye, and I'm like, I won't tell you I love you back because I love someone else. Not true whatsoever.
You ate
I was
that
on
up,
my
though.
evil
You ate that
whatever.
up.
And I don't know what I expected this man to do, but what he did was pull out of my driveway and start skirting off with me inside of the car. And I'm in my aunt's watch. Like, she thinks I'm just in the car. He's skirting off with me in the car. And I'm like, where are we going? And then he's like, well, he doesn't talk to me. He's just mad. He's angry.
Where we kidnapped you.
Yeah.
You
And I'm like, let me out of this car. Like, slow down. I don't know where we're going, but I don't want to go with you. He's like, not talking to me. I'm like, dude, if you don't stop the car, I will get out. Ignores me. I'm like, slow down. Speeds up. I open the door. I put my foot outside. He speeds up. I'm still holding onto the door. My foot's outside. They're like, obviously, whatever, the physics of it. I go, straight on the floor. The door slams behind him. I'm on the floor. There's like a neighbor. And he like speeds off. So I just jumped out of a moving vehicle to get away from this man who was about to kidnap me. And I walk home. I take a walk of shame home. And no one knows. My mom doesn't know. My aunt doesn't know. I was bruised up. My like body was bruised up. My face was bruised up. My this part was bruised up. He texts me. You know what he says?
What?
That just embarrassed me in front of your neighbor.
Shut the... Oh my god. He said, not to embarrass me.
I embarrassed him.
You're my kidnapper.
But yeah, then we broke up after that. And then he told me, he was like watching the Narcos and he was like, yeah, I'm going to send your decapitated head to your mother. And I said, whoa, we're in high school. You can't. But then I told I think I told my mom that. My mom like threatened the fuck out of his parents. You know how my mom is? She's really protective.
No,
She like told them like if he ever talks to her again, like I will like not talk to you. And like recently he hit me up and he was like, I miss you. And I was like, bro, I'm not the same person you once knew. Like it's been years and I'm not the same person. He was like, I want to get to know you again. I said, you did some very insane shit to me. Like
you kidnapped me. You kidnapped me for a
and
few
like, that's
blocks
not
and
even
then
the worst thing
me.
he did, but I just don't want to get into it, you know?
No, you're good.
Yeah.
No, that him saying you embarrassed me, I'm gonna think about it for weeks because that's so funny. Because what do you mean I embarrassed you?
Like I'm the one rolling around on the floor, like dirt all in my face and stuff.
A literal child in high school, like I'm embarrassed.
He is the one embarrassed. And like keep in mind, like it was just like a little drive-by. Like he doesn't know who you are. Like he didn't do anything about it.
No one
so,
called
like,
the cops.
He didn't even tell me like, are you okay? Like I'm the one that's embarrassed. Be for real.
Like, Dad, you're not gonna ask. Like, you good? Like you. It was driving. I was going quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually. It's so funny. You just remember that now. That's crazy. I just hit that.
Yeah.
Again.
I tell this story a lot, but I just forgot to write it down, like my notes for it.
No, that's
But I'm glad I remembered. That was a good one.
No,
He put me through it.
That was good. I'm going straight off the dome. I'm trying to think.
I have another one if you can't think of one.
No, go for it.
Alright, so I dated this guy, right? This is a first and only Scorpio man I've ever dated. And like I like Scorpio men, they're cool, but they're a little bit like cuckoo.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is about me, but I love to leave men. So once again, I'm leaving him, right? He lives with his sister.
Okay.
So we're home alone at his sister's house. At this point, I'm probably like I don't know what grade I was in, but I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to leave him. I don't know why. I don't remember why. But we're sitting in his living room, right? And I'm like, yeah, like I want to break up. And he's like, you know what he tells me? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, like that's cool enough, but like starts crying in front of me. He's like, I have brain cancer. So I'm like, oh my god, no way. When did you find out?
You said no way.
I don't know if that's what I said, but like obviously I'm like sympathizing with him, you know?
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, like I'll stay with you, this and that. Like I promise you, not even 10 minutes go by and he was like, I can't do this. I was lying to you. I was lying to you. I just really don't want you to leave me. Like, he couldn't even keep up the lie for more than 10 minutes. And he's like, yeah, I lied to you about having brain cancer.
Can we still work it out, though? Like...
So, my car's in the garage. I walk to the garage, and I open the door, and I, like, get in. He's, like, right behind me. And, like, my door's open, and he's, like, kneeling down in front of, like, the car. He starts throwing up.
Shut the He's like drying like a cat. Just
no, like full throw up coming out.
Did you stay?
No, I left. What was I gonna do? He just told me he had cancer and then started viciously throwing up in front of me. No, because it wasn't no small throw up. It was like serious. Like he was sick to the stomach.
That's I feel it though. Sometimes you do be sick to your fucking stomach.
I don't know. Yeah, but I've never thrown up in front of like a man when I'm upset about him.
Nah, I do.
Okay,
bro,
see,
I get into an argument. Me and you can get to a serious fight. If I'm anxious enough, I'll throw up. Like I'll be like,
dude,
hold on.
I can't believe he did that. And he was older than me. I was like maybe like 6. I think I was 16 turning 17 and he was 19.
Yeah, see, that's obviously at that age you don't know why it's a red flag, but it then shows why it was a red flag.
I think I left him after that. And he actually subscribed to my OnlyFans. And he was like, I can't believe you're doing this, Pamela. I said,
You can't believe you threw up at my feet.
Right.
Like, what?
Like, years later, he subscribed to my OnlyFans. And then one time I did, like, a calling my old subscribers back. And I guess I sent it to him. I didn't mean to. I just did, like, a mass message. And he replied, SMH. And I said...
Like a promotion to come back?
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
I be getting people back, to be honest.
But...
That was a good one. Bro, throwing up's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, mine's like mild compared to yours.
If they have any stories, I feel like they should tell us in the comments. Or like DM us some stories. I would love to know some stories that you guys
please
have gone through.
We can share them for you if you're scared.
And you can subscribe to see it. And follow us on social media so you can stay updated. I feel like I had a whole nother segment I wanted to get into about male harassment in public, and I don't think we're gonna have enough time.
It's okay. I'm gonna share a quick one.
Yeah.
I was on when I was in high school. I was 17, and I didn't know you could. I don't know why I didn't think about it. You could lie about your age and you can go on Tinder, especially because I was 17 and I was like in this therapy group at school, and this girl, it was like me, one guy and one girl. It was like this, I don't know what was going on. It was the smallest group in the world, and she just let us know, like, yeah, I'm on Tinder. And at that moment, I was like, oh, like, I guess I could go on Tinder at 17. I thought it was an adult thing, but I guess not. And so I made an account. I put to 18. Whoever asked, I let them know, like, hey, I'm in first period right now. Like I always let people. I never lied about it. Like I'm in class right now. Like we could talk later. And I met this dude on there. Oh,
the hesitation.
Oh, the name drop. I was like, nah. So his name's Andrew.
Okay.
No, like let's be for real. His name's Andrew, and I was what? So I was like 17. He was probably like 25 or 26. It was a pretty big like gap for the time being. Again, you don't, as a girl, usually don't realize it's such a red flag until like when I am gonna become 26. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck was he doing, basically? And he would really talk out his ass. Like he was like very, very sexual, very aggressive almost. And he would just always be like, I want to get you pregnant. And mind you, I just like got into college.
Okay.
Like we knew I was moving in like 2 months or so. He's like, I just want to get like, I want to have a family already. Like I just want to like, and I would tell him like, you're like, we're not close to the same age. Like that's not gonna work. He would always want to meet up. We'd hang out. He like took me to the movies and stuff. And then what was it? He just went missing one day, and I was like, where did you go? And so I like, I think I triple texted or something like that, and I was like, where you at? He's like, I'm in Paris right now with my girlfriend.
Whoa.
I was like, huh? Who were you in Paris with? He's like, my girlfriend. I was like, you never said you had a girlfriend. Like, you never once said that. I swear to God, Paris.
They're so brave.
He goes, you never asked. Like, this stairs, he literally told me, he's like, you never asked.
That's like the type of man that'd be like, Future. Like, Future's my idol.
He's the toxic god. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
I pulled a Future on this bitch.
And I was so flabbergasted. I was like, I remember calling my mom, like, you serious? Like, he has a girlfriend.
He replied, he was like, I have a girlfriend. He posted a Future meme on his story.
And he's literally, and I checked her page out, and honestly, like, I was like 17. I was like, I don't care enough to, like, ruin it. I was like, you guys can do whatever you want. Like, obviously, like, you're dirty, and if you don't know he's dirty and you're actually in a relationship with him, like, she lived in Paris, so I'm like, if you think he's in America being single, like, that's like your own like dilemma.
You told her?
No, I didn't. But that's why I was like too young. I'm like 17, like I don't really know what you guys got going on like that. Like I don't really care. And I ended up like, sometimes from occasion he'll like my things, and he recently liked it, and they're pregnant right now.
Is it the same girlfriend?
And I thought about it. I was like, should I tell her something? But I was like, well, now I'm 22. I'm like 5 years later. I'm like, it's not gonna do anything. Like,
I guess we are going to catch you on the next episode. I hope you join us. Bye.